let's talk high school. We'll do our 3-and-out with high schools. And the number one headline over the weekend, to me, was Clear Creek's win over Dickinson. A battle of unbeatens. It lived up to the hype. It's everything we thought it was. Clear Creek took a lead early, came back. Dickinson roared back behind Jordan Myers and a great performance from Dalen Baines, their quarterback. And it looked like they had come back and stolen it. It really did. But back comes Chase Hildreth and this Clear Creek offense, and it was really impressive. I was really impressed with Clear Creek's moxie and their ability to close out a game and come up with the big play. And I'll tell you, if I may pull back the curtain,
I'll allow you.
We reached out to Wayman Warden, the head coach at Clear Creek.
Yes.
And said, hey, you want to hop on the show, talk about your big win and going forward? And he wrote back, and he was as nice as could be and said, I appreciate it, but I've told my kids to move forward, and if I were to go on and start talking about what happened last week, I've got to talk the talk and walk the walk.
Yeah.
And that is...
Respect.
Man, you know what? If you're going to turn us down, that is the best way to do it.
That is holding the line right there.
Very impressed.
Very impressive.
Very impressed by what he's doing. Clear Creek's going to be dangerous because they play great defense and they just have a variety of weapons. Very impressed with that.
Yeah.
And elsewhere across the state, you do the small school rankings.
I do.
And you texted me Sunday night and go, oh my gosh, it's completely chalk across the small school rankings. Not a whole lot of movement in the small school ranks. Didn't see a whole lot of upsets. But it was, I think that's kind of what we've become accustomed to.
Well, you get used to it in district play, but that is genuinely the first time that I do 2A through 4A, both divisions, all, 60 teams?
Yeah, that would be...
All 60 teams won.
Yeah. That's
and all the... I include a first or second in, first or second out of those top 10. All those teams won.
Yeah. So if you wanted to move into the rankings this week, it was a bad week to try to do it.
Everyone did what they were supposed to do.
Everyone took care of business.
Even the close losses were big enough that you couldn't justify knocking the teams.
Yeah, and I mean this upcoming week, a quick look at the schedules. There'll be a couple interesting small school games.
Eastland Cisco
for
that district.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's number one with a bullet for me.
Up in 4A, Argyle and Sanger is going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Abilene, Wiley, Stephenville, if you still believe in what Stephenville's putting
That's
down.
That's a hard district to understand, honestly. Watching it all year, Graham, all those. I mean, it's hard to figure out what the best team looks like compared to the other teams by the end of it.
East Chambers, Kirbyville is on deck.
East Chambers is a team that's played better over the course of the year, so that's an exciting one.
Yeah. Elsewhere, let's see, dipping down to 2A. Refugio Weimer, Refugio's last big hurdle, really their last hurdle until they get into the playoffs. And then down in 2A Division 2, maybe a team like Louise and Yorktown going for second place in that Falls City district.
That is an interesting one. Yorktown is one of our first out, and Louise has held their spot at the bottom there for a few weeks now.
So that'll be a lot of fun. But this week, overall, a lot of chalk. The other headline from across the state in high school football would be... What district would be that we're a week away from the playoffs?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I wanted to do the pregnant pause there.
Okay, yeah.
We're doing, we're a week away from the playoffs, and the playoff picture is starting to take shape. We're figuring out who's going Division 1, who's going Division 2, and the big headline was Cedar Hill's loss to Mansfield, which means first round Cedar Hill at South Lake Carroll. Pretty salty little first round matchup there.
That's
elsewhere.
Tough.
There's another one that really caught my eye. You're looking at let's see, somebody tweeted it and it was really impressive. So you're looking at Fort Bend Elkins against George Ranch in the first round because Fort Bend Elkins, their loss last week to Fort Bend Bush really hurt them in that regard. So they're gonna have to probably draw George Ranch in the first round.
Yeah.
It's all shaping up, and we're gonna. I'm working on. I can tell you right now, I'm working on playoff scenarios. It's just a lot of work, so bear with me. We'll get it up on the site, I promise. And
You've been doing it for a little while.
We'll tweet it out.
That's how long it takes.
Yeah. It just takes a while. I'm almost done with 6A. Then I'll move on to 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A.